correspondent Michael Holmes is live for us tonight. So, former CIA counterterrorism official Philip Mudd is here as well. Good evening to both of you, gentlemen. Michael, I want to go to you. You're out there reporting. President Biden says that there could be an attack within days. Defense Secretary Austin says Russia is flying in more combat and support aircraft and even stocking up their blood supplies. How high are tensions on the ground at this hour, sir?
Hi, Don. Yeah, look, I think the rhetoric and the claim and counterclaim, it does worry Ukrainians. You know, I've been out and about a lot, and I'm struck by how stoic they are. I mean, they have this horrible situation hanging over their heads, but they're getting on with life while at the same time they are preparing for what could come. A lot of people just don't believe President Putin will really go as far as actually invading, but many are worried that their lives are impacted regardless. The economy is hurting, the stress is growing, and while they're used to pressure from Russia, you know, as I think we said yesterday, just put yourself in their shoes, wondering from one day to the next when or whether a giant military is just going to storm over the border and into their town.
Phil, Secretary of State Tony Blinken addressed the UN Security Council today, laying out very specific scenarios that Putin could use to justify a war. Why?
It could be a fabricated so-called terrorist bombing inside Russia, the invented discovery of a mass grave, a staged drone strike against civilians, or a fake, even a real, attack using chemical weapons. Russia may describe this event as ethnic cleansing or a genocide, making a mockery of a concept that we in this chamber do not take lightly.
A staged drone fight, invented mass graves. I mean, Phil, what did you think when you heard that, and why is he being so specific with the public?
Boy, I mean, I hesitate to make World War II comparisons, but that's exactly what happened with World War II Germany, making fake claims about being attacked. I looked at this and said, look, if disinformation is going to be successful, as a former intel guy, Don, typically you have to start with a baseline of truth, some kernel in fact, and then build the lies on that little bit of fact. I think what the White House is doing and what Secretary Blinken was doing today over the course of weeks and months is to take out the prospect that anybody could believe the Russians. So I think the chance that disinformation works, that the Russians' claims work, is low, except for countries that already support Putin. And the final thing I'd say is the important players here are the Europeans. The Americans are going to need the Europeans if the Russians move in, and I can't believe anybody in Europe believes what the Russians are saying.
Phil, are any Russian people hearing any of the information from the West, or are they just being fed Putin's disinformation?
One of the most interesting aspects of this is the use of the Russian security services, the domestic security service, for disinformation. In the United States, that's illegal. So if you take that fact into account, number one, you have the Kremlin speaking, people listen to Putin, his approval ratings are high. Two, disinformation is being put out to the Russian people by Russian services, and the fact that Western services are closed off in Russia, you can't get access easily to Russian information. You can see why Russian people believe that Putin is right and why they believe the West is wrong and the United States is the aggressor here. The information waves are owned by the government.
Michael, there was reporting earlier, Clarissa Ward, showing a kindergarten in eastern Ukraine hit by shelling. Talk to us about that. What does that tell us about this? What should the viewers know?
Yeah, and as you say, this is in that area in the east of the country where Russian-backed separatists have been fighting the Ukrainian government for 8 years now. The thing about this shell landing on a kindergarten is quite apart from the potential horrible outcome it could have had, is it plays to, as Phil was saying, it plays to the West's claim that Russia could provoke an incident that gives them an excuse to invade, either fully or in that Donbass area, that contested area. The US believes that is part of the Russian playbook, either create an event that sparks an invasion or provoke a response from Ukraine that they can use, like attacking a kindergarten. All very worrying, Don, and it does test the restraint of the Ukrainian forces. I mean, one incident could be the spark that ignites all of this.